Bird, but this beauty food collagen protein bar. So that's the rage now, all the collagen bars, right?
Right.
What should we look for? This one looks amazing. I'm going to hand it over to you, and it tastes amazing, but it's got some ingredients in it that I've never seen before.
Well, I think the 3 fundamentals that we covered last show still hold true, which is you got to know where the protein is coming from. I am not a soy protein fan, and we can talk about that in a minute. You need to know how it's sweetened. We're going to without a doubt, avoid artificial sweeteners. And the biggest one in bars these days is sucralose. And so you want to read for that. Mm-hmm. It's in a lot of the quote-unquote diet bars that say they don't have a lot of sugar.
Right.
That should be a red flag to you. If any of the bars you're getting from any of these weight loss programs or anything are like, hey, low carb, you need to immediately look to see what's the sugar source then, because it's going to be a sweet bar.
Absolutely.
So you need to look.
How do you feel about maltodextrin?
Well, I don't see it a lot in bars. It's usually something more in like crackers or something like that. I feel like it's something we should pay attention to, but I think we have bigger fish to fry. I need to get people off artificial sweeteners first, and then we'll go to some of the nuanced things. You know, people... That's just my opinion. Let's start with the low-hanging fruit, the stuff that's going to make a big difference to people, like artificial sweeteners and, you know, food colorings and just too much sugar as a whole before we start to parse through, okay, should we be eating polyols and should we be eating maltodextrin and et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
So
if a bar, go ahead with the beauty bar.
So really quickly, so you want to know protein source, you want to know sugar source, and then you want to make sure that doesn't have any food colorings. Most bars don't have food colorings these days. I feel like the bar industry has kind of moved on from the fact that it needs to be dyed a certain color, but from time to time you see it in stuff for kids. So you need to read that for sure. So this bar in particular has cashew butter, marine collagen peptides, Yukon syrup, I don't know, potato, I have no idea what that is, sweet potato, cocoa butter, tapioca, coconut vanilla, cinnamon. So technically you kind of understand what all these ingredients are. So then my next thing that we teach is, okay, well, what are you eating the bar for? Are you an athlete? Do you need a snack or do you need a meal replacement? Which one is it? And that dictates, okay, how much sugar or carbohydrate versus how much protein you should have in it. This is about a 1-to-1 bar. It's 18 grams of carbs and 15 grams of protein. There's 3 grams of fiber, so you get to subtract that from the total carb count. So that means 15 and 15, 1-to-1. So this would be okay for a snack. It's a little light as a meal replacement, but for, you know, a lighter weight woman or like a teenager, it would be an okay amount of protein and carbohydrate.
Okay.
So yeah, this one would be fine. I mean, collagen is debatable whether it's a true protein source. The amino acid content in collagen is interesting. The amino acid quality, which is kind of how protein is graded on the quality of the protein that's in it and the amino acids, is a very debatable topic in the nutrition world right now. So I don't lean a lot on collagen, but there's good, interesting data to show that's good for joint health and skin, hair, and nails. So
hence they call it beauty bar.
Exactly.
It was pricey. It was $5.99 for that bar.
Wow. Yeah.
Right.
That's pricey.
That's pricey. I think that's the highest price I've ever paid for
Collagen in
a
general,
bar.
collagen products and protein powders and stuff are generally not inexpensive for whatever reason.
Well, yeah. Okay, so here's one that you see it everywhere. I see it at natural grocers. I see this everywhere. It's Think Thin High Protein Bar. I'm going to hand it over to you. And then the Kind one is another one that you see everywhere.
Yeah, so Kind falls in my kind of quote-unquote snack bar category because it doesn't generally have as much protein, only 3 grams of protein, but it's usually pretty high in carbohydrates. This one has 21 grams, so, about 7 teaspoons of sugar. So to me, this is not a protein bar and not a meal replacement. This is potentially a snack. The one thing Kind has going for it is it has a lot of quote-unquote good fats because there's nuts and seeds at the base of a Kind bar. You can see, though, that there's not a lot of protein. So back to the protein conversation, there's only 3 grams of protein in here. That's why nuts and seeds shouldn't be your sole source of protein. They're more fats and minerals and fiber than protein. So this is more like a snack bar, but if you're trying to lose weight or you have issues with blood sugar, this is not a friendly bar for you. So don't let this fancy packaging fool you. And it says Kind. Well, this is not kind to your behind if you're trying to lose weight or to your blood sugar if you have blood sugar issues. It is not kind.
Okay. So good to know. You're so smart. I just love talking about all of these. Okay, so what about the Think Thin? And then I'm going to ask you about the Hail Mary.
So this one gets a red light for me automatically because the source of protein is soy protein isolate. It's the first ingredient. If I was just going to look at the protein to carb ratio, it's a 1-to-1. So I would say, okay, cool. This is 20 grams. This could maybe be a meal replacement. So it'd be a decent snack for a lot of people. But I'm not on board with soy protein isolate for a variety of reasons. I think one of the best resources is a PhD nutritionist by the name of Kayla Daniels. She wrote a great book called The Whole Soy Story. basically advocating against all of the big soy lobbyists who say that, it should receive the Heart Association stamp and all sorts of things, that, most of the data we see on it is sketchy at best, and that we shouldn't be regularly consuming it.
Well, and it's genetically modified.
Yeah, I mean, GM soy has all sorts of other problems, but regardless if it's a GM or not, it's still problematic. It can potentially increase cancer risk. It can, like we talked about last time, bring on puberty early and delay it in our kids. It's one of the top food allergies. So just in population studies, it's a high food allergy. And we're like, oh, well, the Asians eat a lot of it. It's good for us. Well, guess what they eat in Asia? They don't eat this bar with soy protein isolate. They eat fermented soy, which means all of the stuff in the soy that is potentially, quote unquote, bad for you has gone away because they fermented it. So they have miso and tempeh and natto. That is not what's in this bar.
Okay.
Ain't no natto in this bar. This is soy protein isolate. This is junk food soy.
Wow.
Junk food soy.
Wow. See, and I didn't know that because I was going to bring up that question in Asian countries about how they eat soy. It's so prevalent in their diet.
Yeah, but it's not in this bar.
Right.
It's traditional fermented stuff. So anytime we see a culture eating something, in America, what we like to do is blow it up and mass produce it.
Yes.
We leave behind the traditional stuff that they did to that food to make it healthy. Usually some sort of fermentation that takes away the lectins, like in the case of soy, and the phytates and the oxalates and all this stuff that harm your thyroid potentially and cause all sorts of other problems.
Okay, so what about, I love these salted brownie Hail Mary bar bites. I just absolutely love them.
Give me that. That's candy. Give it to me.
I know,
I'm going to eat it.
Okay, but it's got a lot of good stuff in it. I mean, it really does. I'm going to have
I
you
love
check it
Hail
out.
Mary,
It's got 10 grams of protein here, and it's a local company, actually, too.
They
It was
are?
founded,
I didn't know they're local.
And I met the owner, and I can't think of her name right now.
Mary?
I think it might be Mary. I think it might be, and I think she's Catholic, too. Hail Mary, full of grace.
So funny.
Hence the name. I think she might be. But yeah, so
almost a 1-to-1 bar, 10 grams of protein, 16 grams of carbs, but 5 grams of fiber. So you always get to deduct the fiber from the total carb count.
Yeah.
So it's almost a 1-to-1, and it's, stuff you can recognize: almonds, maple syrup, sunflower protein, and sea salt and hemp seeds. I mean, it should be simple. You should recognize the ingredients.
Absolutely.
It shouldn't be more than a 2-to-1 ratio for carbohydrates unless you just got done training for a marathon or your kid just got done being in practice for more than a couple hours. The average person needs a 1-to-1 protein to carb or less carbohydrates in a bar. And that's, no soy, no sucralose, no food dyes, no trans fats, no MSG, just the same stuff we read for in our food that we cover on the show.
Straightforward.
Yeah, it's just simple. Travel with the stuff. This is my favorite bar to travel with, and I think you would like them as an animal advocate. They're based in Austin. They're called Epic. But they're really for animal welfare, and I know that should be important to everybody.
It should.
But this is 15 grams of protein, and it's like sriracha spicy chicken. It's so good. So when I travel, I always take these. So if I get trapped somewhere, don't succumb myself to all the weird stuff they sell at the airport.
Nice. Always so full of knowledge. Jill Lane, thank you so much. Eddie Lott, thank you so much. It's been a great show. I hope everybody's enjoyed it. You can go to our website, oneliferadio.com, to download and listen to our podcast or our podcast after the broadcast. Go to iHeartMedia.com to listen live from your mobile device or download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to us from anywhere in the world. A big shout out to our sponsors that bring this great programming to you. Great companies like Sun Warrior. Get Sun Warrior at Vitamin Shop or put it in your smoothie at Smoothie King. It is a premium all-natural raw superfood company providing the best plant-based vegan protein powder and supplements. The H-Hump Company, Paleo Magazine, the Wellbeing Journal, and the Sunlight and Saunas. Everyone, you get one body, you get one mind, and you get one life. Get out there today and make the most of it.